Hey friends, welcome to this week's episode of Not Your Mama's Podcast. And today, join us in an insightful conversation with Donna, a certified life coach and expert in guiding divorced women towards a life filled with love, happiness, and confidence. With over 14 years of experience, Donna empowers moms to break free from the past and embark on a transformative journey towards a brighter future. Donna, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I can't wait to dive into the topic because, I am somewhat newly divorced, and I know that it is a big emotional shift and change in mothers. And my first question to you is, how can divorced women effectively deal with the emotional challenges and complexities that arise after getting divorced, especially with children?
Well, when you suffer such a trauma such as that, you have all these conflicted feelings, and it's very difficult to keep control over your emotions and to make right choices and decisions sometimes because those get in the way. So what I have discovered that is really important is when you struggle with whatever it is that you're dealing with at the time, to do three things: change your focus, change your thinking, and change your attitude. Those are the three strategies that I incorporate in the process that I, teach women through my program. First, we have to do that because you need to get in a good frame of mind and begin to have control over your emotions and feelings.
And sometimes that can be the hardest thing to do, is controlling emotions and feelings just in any sector of your life. Hey there, amazing listeners. Are you feeling stuck or in pain after divorce? Longing for a more purposeful life? Well, Donna McGoff's empowering courses are your ticket to breaking free from the past and creating a life you love. The time to transform is now. First course is Rise Up After Divorce, Recovery, Reconnect, Reinvent. It takes you from where you are stuck to your personal transformation. Along with transforming your life, you get 75% off on this full process course, and this is a limited time offer, so you will not want to miss this. It includes all courses into one holistic approach. And for those who are seeking a more tailored approach and a smaller investment, Donna has broken down the courses into separate modules, creating a total of 5 courses. Course 1, The Road Through Recovery. Uncover where you're stuck and create a personalized plan for moving forward. Course 2 is Reconnecting with Self. In this course, you will learn how to create harmony and balance among the 4 pillars of the well-being so that you create healthy habits, boundaries, and a relationship going forward. And discover where you are now and design a personal life timeline for a bird's eye view of your past. Course 3 is Reinventing Self. Reconnect with your strengths and passions and finding your sweet spot for the joy and happiness in life. Course 4 is Relaunching Yourself. Be the creator of your future by strategically improving key areas of your life. Don't miss out on her valuable freebie, an insight ebook to kickstart your transformative journey. Download your free ebook now. The link is in the description. Start now. Get a discount of 75% off on your first full process course. Be ready for positive change. Check out the description, take the advantage, enroll today, and seize the opportunity to break up with the past and start with a fresh chapter together. And I think we're always constantly learning how to do that. It's never going to end. And in your experience, like, what are the common misconceptions or myths about, life after divorce, and how can women overcome them?
I think a lot of women just feel like, okay, I'm divorced now, and this is my life. And they just settle for what is instead of accessing their inner power and realizing that they can create their new life. Maybe this is the result you have now, but what are some steps that you can take to begin to change that and override those conflicted feelings and the low feelings and sometimes depression that you have by saying, okay, I'm going to create a vision for myself. This is
Mm-hmm.
my vision. And I'm going to hold it in my imagination and I'm going to keep it there. And I'm going to begin to come from that vision instead of thinking about all the negative thoughts all the time because they crop up all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Instead of that, focus on the vision and what you can do now to begin to change your reality because you
Mm-hmm.
can do that, but it takes work and it's
Yeah.
not easy to do because that was my experience. I've been divorced for many, many years, but I groveled around for a really long time within it, blaming
Mm-hmm.
all outside circumstances, this and that, and oh, this is why, and poor me. And then one day I realized, you know what? I'm responsible for where I am right now.
Yeah.
I've got to do something myself.
Mm-hmm.
Taking responsibility is really the first step, to move forward, to begin. But a lot of women don't know where to begin. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I help them to work on.
And I think it's one of the things that you said that was really important is like your mind shift and your attitude towards it. Because and once you shift that attitude and that mind shift, because I know for me, like I was wallowing in the sorrow a bit, it was sad and like the how the custody was going to be with the kids and things like that and the absence of what he wanted to be, with them and it hurts inside, but it's like, you know what? I'm going to empower myself and I'm going to do it. And like, what resources do I have now to create that life that I want? And it's like small building blocks, and you have to keep that vision of who you want to be and how you want your life to turn out. And it could turn out better than what you ever thought it would be. And
Exactly.
yeah, we were kind of talking earlier, like, we both are tennis players, going out there, playing tennis, be involved, find your core group of people, like-mindedness to kind of help you and with your resources and your friendships. And it's really important to kind of just go out there and try to be your best self and know that no matter where you are in life, like you're not going to always stay there.
That's exactly right. And I would say that when you look at your situation,
Mm-hmm.
change the focus of it. Instead of focusing on what is bad about it, focus on what is the lesson I can learn from this situation. And
Mm-hmm.
so when the self-talk starts coming in there and all the negativity, you can push that out of the way and put, this is the lesson I learned, because when you are focused on the problem in that same level of vibration, you're not
Mm-hmm.
going to find a solution.
Yeah,
And also changing your thinking, you know, um, what is the good in this situation? Can I give you an example?
of course.
It, okay, there was a woman that was divorced, that was divorced for a while, and she faced the downsizing dilemma. So many women that I've worked with face that. And so she was very low about it and had all these negative thoughts. Oh, I don't know what to do. And how am I going to do this? And am I going to get in a good neighborhood for my children and all these things? And what I had her do was switch her thinking and look at what is the good about downsizing. And she said, what? What am I going to do? How can that be good? I'm so used to this wonderful lifestyle and all these different things, but that is no longer her life. She is
Mhm.
different after her divorce, and she needs to deal with that. So once you get going, listing the positives about downsizing or any situation that you have, there are, because if there's an up, there's a down, there's an in, there's an out, because
Mhm.
otherwise it can't be. It can't
Yeah.
be because it's the polarity. So there is good. And when you can list that good, those
Mhm.
good things, and then think about those in your mind, push the other out and think about those, you begin to open your mind to
Yeah.
possibilities and opportunities that you might have otherwise missed because your mind is closed. When you do that, you open your heart and you begin to see that, yes, there is a possibility. There are some opportunities. And then, for an example, she had a coworker that knew a great realtor that would took her friend step by step through the process. So that's, that's a good thing. That's something she can hang on to and focus on.
That's funny. It's very similar to me because I had to downsize myself. And it's like, well, what can I do now? And I just recently, got my real estate license here in Nevada and just really, you know, I had my real estate license in California and I just did my research and, to figure out how I can make this possible for me. So it's kind of interesting that you say that because there
Mhm.
are so many things that we can do, to up level ourselves after downsizing. Yes, it's going to take time, but I love that story because I feel like I kind of relate to that, literally
Yeah,
my
because
real estate stuff right now.
yeah, see, so you made the step forward,
Mhm.
you are getting out there, and like you said earlier, you're doing the things. You're making things happen. Yes, there's all those feelings, and yes, they are there. But what can you do right now with what you have to move yourself forward? And it sounds wow. You
Yeah.
you have, and the listeners out there, just to know that you and I both have done those things, and
Mhm.
putting in, it's hard work, and putting in the work, it really does pay off, and it lifts the self-esteem,
Mhm.
because our self-esteem, whether we initiate the divorce or the other person initiated it, our self-esteem is taking a big hit no
Oh
matter
yeah.
what, because it
Mhm.
is very traumatic. For me, my husband cheated on me, and it was devastating for me because I was like the last person to know. So that's
Yeah.
why I was for a long time, poor me, and oh my
Yeah.
goodness, and and all that sort of thing. So, and I also too had to downsize with two children. So it wasn't an easy thing to do, but
Yeah.
anybody can do it from
Yes.
where they are, no matter what they have.
Mhm.
And in order to get into that mindset, you have to think about, well, what am I grateful for right now? And we
Mhm.
all have things to be grateful for, even if our lifestyle is not what we would like it to be, or where we are is not what we'd like it to be. Be grateful for what you
Yeah.
have, because that lifts the vibration up and puts you in a better attitude. Like I said, the focus, the perspective, the thinking, and the attitude.
A hundred
That,
percent. Yeah, I
yeah,
totally
that's
agree. But the creativity, like, you know what I mean? Just like opening up your mind to like, what your new venture can be and stuff. It really is very powerful. And I like that me and you can both, contest to that and, be
yes.
advocates
Yes.
and like it's true, you can do it. And so can you share some practical tips for moms to cultivate that self-love and confidence as they embark on their new, journey post-divorce?
Okay, so I'll give an example of one of my clients. When she got divorced, she had a very difficult time losing weight, and she gained a lot of weight as a result of her having to go through this trauma, because she used food as a comfort.
Mhm.
And so what I told her to do is, and it's very important to do this, you can't just, in the there's this yo-yo dieting, which all of us have been through. And that's what continues to happen when you don't take the time and imagine yourself how you want to be,
Mhm.
how you want to look in your mind. And then you have to hold it there. See, we have these six intellectual faculties: imagination, will, reason, perception, memory, and intuition. And um, successful people use them all the time, but people that are just ordinary don't use that. And it's very important to use these at a higher level, because that's what successful people all do. So
Yeah.
if you want to lose weight, after your divorce, or anything you want to become or build or have, you have to put it in your imagination, and you
Mhm.
have to hold it there, and you have to sort of come from it. Not, oh, I'm going to find it out here. The tip would be, you're not going to find your solutions out there, because
Yeah.
you have the answers within you. So this person, I told her, you've got to imagine yourself as a thin person. As you begin to do that, and you see yourself as that person, well, what do you know? you begin thinking like that person, and you start making choices like that person.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
that would be one tip,
Yeah.
for someone.
I love that. Hey, parents, listen up. I've got a game changer for you. The Addicted Child, A Parent's Guide to Adolescent Substance Abuse by Richard Capriola. And here's the kicker. Richard spills the beans on explaining substance used by today's adolescents and how drugs work in the teen brain. He's even included important warning signs for self-harm and eating disorders and how to find the right help for your teen. And the best part is, you're getting all of these mind-blowing insights without breaking the bank. If you're a parent or know someone who is, this book is going to be your secret weapon. Kindle or paperback, grab your copy on Amazon or go to theaddictedchild.com. The insights in this book are pure gold. And spread the word, share the love, and let's empower ourselves with knowledge. You have like this 5-step process that focuses on personal transformation after divorce. Can you outline some key steps or practices that moms can implement to kickstart their journey towards a
Yes,
fulfilling
there's
life?
sure. There are, most of the time when you find that you're stuck after divorce, it's because there's the divorce recovery cycle has 5 phases to it.
Mm-hmm.
And within those 5 phases, you might be stuck. Like
Yeah.
there's denial, and that's rejecting the idea that you're divorced, you're this is your reality now.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 5 phases that they need to decide where they're stuck, because they're stuck somewhere. They might say, oh, I'm not stuck, but you are if you're not beginning to change your life. So
Yeah.
that's the first step. And then when you find out where you're stuck, then you can take some action steps for
Mm-hmm.
that. And that's the first 2 phases. The third phase is reconnecting with self. Who are you now? And what you need to do with that is you want to align your mind, body, and spirit. And very important is self-care.
Yeah.
Self-care, taking care of yourself
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, physically, spiritually, and intellectually, and getting some kind of harmony and balance within that. And I work with women on that because there is, after this has happened, it's such a traumatic event
Mm-hmm.
that, needs some regrouping here.
Yeah.
And then reinventing self, which is a really cool part. Some women are happy where they are and what they're doing, their career or where they are in their life. And they may be doing volunteer work, or they may be a teacher and they want to be a life coach, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, reinventing self. And we go through a process to figure out what is your sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
You take your strengths, your values, and your passions, and we weave them together and figure out what is, what will you be really passionate about, and
Yeah.
maybe begin to work toward that. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get that money going, and to, take care of your children. But after a while, on the side, there's always time, if you know how to budget your time correctly, to begin to work toward that end.
Yeah.
And then there's relaunching self, which is I use the 8 areas of life, and we figure out what area of your life would you really like to work on that will really push out the other areas of your life and create more harmony and balance in that way as well. So it's like a whole thing, it's like a one part that I really like in the reconnecting with self is we create a timeline of different um, situations that you've had in your life, positive and negative. And when you put that out, because we don't go backwards, we're always moving forward because the
Mm-hmm.
past is gone. Yes, it's affected us,
Yeah.
but we want to focus on our vision for the future and override what has gone on before so that we can create a better life for ourselves. So having a timeline is the only time we look in the past and look for patterns and situations. Can I give you an example?
Of course.
Okay. So this one woman I work with, she kept on, after her divorce, she kept on attracting emotionally unavailable men
Mm.
all the time. And she figured, oh, it's just my luck. This is the way it is, across my forehead, all jerks can come here. But that wasn't the thing. She attracted emotionally unavailable men, and this timeline we use showed the pattern of it, which she didn't discover before. Her father was emotionally unavailable. She grew up like that without having that love and connection. And that was what she was comfortable with. And she
Yeah.
didn't realize that. It's not the outside, like I said before, it's the inside. So
Mhm.
once she sees that pattern, then she can begin to go forward, you
Oh,
know.
I love that.
Hmm.
Well, Donna, it is time for the Power Mom Chronicles, and I cannot wait to know what your answers are to the questions. And my first one is, what's a game-changing lesson life has taught you?
A game-changing lesson is to believe in yourself and realize that you have the power within to be, do, or have what you want in your life. You can create your life. Most people just let it go, just let it happen to them. But you can create your life. You just have to access the power within and believe in yourself.
Love it. And my second question is, reflecting on your journey, what practical lessons or insights can our listeners apply to improve their own lives?
It's really the same thing. It's learning to look at like I said earlier, learning to look at your situation from another point of view. Because when you come at it from another point of view, that's when you can begin to look for opportunities and possibilities to find a solution to whatever it is that is holding you down or holding you back.
And then my third question to you is, offer a piece of wisdom for moms striving to find their strength and voice.
The power comes from within. And what I would say is learning to study some of the works from the 19th century. That's where I began because I knew that the power of the mind, I've been studying the science of the mind for many
Mhm.
years.
Mhm.
And I think reading some of those, like Working with the Law
Mhm.
by Raymond Hollowell, is a really good book because the law, the world adheres to laws. And
Mhm.
I know this may seem like woo woo, but it's really true that when you begin to realize that you have this power within you,
Mhm.
everything can change. If you can think it here, you can have it here.
Yeah, it is
And
very powerful and true.
yes, yes. So I think that, some self improvement books along that line, and then using those tips and tools within them as well. That's what started me because I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. And now, whoa, I could talk all day.
Yeah. And then my last question to you is the best advice you've ever received.
Believe in yourself, and you have the power within you. It's not out there, and you have the distractions and the different focuses and people and all this stuff out there. It's not there. The answers come from within here. And that's what I've learned to rely on.
Mhm.
And it's taken me places I could never imagine,
Yeah.
in all areas of my life.
I love it. Well, Donna, thank you for coming on this week's episode of Not Your Mama's podcast. All of her links are down below in the show notes, so don't be shy. Go say hi. And also check out her book, Recover and Heal from the Inside Out After Divorce. Thank you so much for coming on this week's episode, and I hope to see you all next week, mamas.
Bye bye.